Hey everybody, it's Nicola here. Welcome back to Xeodrifter. Last time we completed the majority of the game. As you can see, we've completely explored Planet 2 now. That's completely done. Collected everything we can there, and today we're actually going to be wrapping up the game. And the first thing we want to be doing here is heading over to Planet 1, and we're going to be getting the last couple of collectibles that are there waiting for us. So we got a new power-up last time, which is why we can go get these now and finally finish off Planet 1, the very first one we came to. I do like Planet 1. It has, even though we're in space and everything's kind of strange, it still does have that World 1 feel to it, which I quite like. I couldn't really explain the formula behind how you make a world feel like World 1, but this definitely has it somehow. I think because the music is reasonably happy if you compare it to like some of the other tracks in the game, so that might be part of it. Anyways, oh man, I was about to say we're doing well avoiding hits from these guys, and then of course I take a hit. Anyways, we're going to be heading up here now that we have the rocket. We can head up to this section here. And we can collect the last two power-ups, like I said, which are both really close together. So here we have a health upgrade. And really sneakily, right through the wall here at this apparent dead end, is another secret area. So we could have got that health when we had the rocket, like I said, but since we have the solar flare, I decided to wait to pick up this gun power up at the same time to be a little bit more efficient. So let's just put that into the first slot here. And turn off the solar flare while we're at it, because we don't need that on all the time. So yeah, if we look at our map, we've now completed World 1, so I'm just going to head back to the teleporter, and next we're heading off to Planet 3 to do a couple things. Do I want to go through the boss door? Nah, I don't think it makes any difference in terms of speed which way I go. We'll go back this way. Try and run past all these enemies as best I can. Oh man, that was so smooth. There's a really sneaky enemy placement there of one of these guys, and I somehow managed to avoid him with my magical bullets. I did pretty well. So yeah, heading back to the teleporter, we're going to be getting some power-ups into 3, and then finally we're going to head over to 4 and clear it out, which should be one of the quickest planets ever because we can do absolutely everything there on our first visit, which is really good. And Planet 4 contains the final boss. Well, the final power-up boss, so that's exciting. But yeah, first off we're going to head over to 3 because we have the solar flare and we can use it right here. Oh dude, that was fully charged. It wasn't fully charged, I do apologise. There we go, another gun upgrade. What is that, like 10 now? Yeah, we only have 2 more to get and then we'll be fully powered up, which is pretty exciting. Now let me avoid the laser this time because we had a bit of a traumatic experience last time with this guy taking us down to like 1 health, which wasn't very fun. So I do not want to repeat that if at all possible. So we have 2 more power-ups we can grab here. I think it's a health and 1 more gun, even though we just got a gun. So let's just run through and carry on. I think we can see where we're heading on our map if I take a quick look. In the bottom left section there's a square and there's a pathway to the very left, which I ignored last time because we couldn't get there without the solar flare, so we're gonna get it now that we do have the solar flare, and try and avoid hits from these really annoyingly placed enemies. They just blend in, man. They blend in a lot. So yeah, another secret area. Jeez, they're everywhere, aren't they? At first glance it may look like you just need the run power up, but you actually also need the solar flare again. They use this to block off quite a lot of stuff, and some of them can be a little bit out the way, so if you're perhaps doing a casual playthrough where you didn't want to collect everything, this might be one that you would miss. However, I'm collecting everything, and I think it's in your best interest to actually collect everything because you might save time by not collecting something, but in the long run you want to be as powerful as possible in this game. So I don't know, it depends on your skill level, I guess. So perhaps I could skip out on stuff, or I could challenge myself to complete the game with only 3 life. That might be something that I try. But for the you know, if you're playing this for the first time, I would advise you to try and collect as many power-ups as possible. Plus it's fun finding them, like searching for them. Like it took me quite a while to play the game for my first time because I was trying to find everything, you know? So that was quite fun for me. It wasn't just about completing the levels or fighting the bosses, rather it was about the exploration as well. So yeah, we have another laser cube square guy. That official name, I'm sure, is what he's called. So let's just break down this solar flare door and get another gun power up. We are so powerful now. Look, we're only missing one. Isn't that insane? Alright, so that should be the map completed except for that one orange square that we're not going to be heading to for a little while yet. It'll be the last thing we do because that is home to the final boss. I haven't actually shown down there yet. There's a little monument that shows all the power-ups, indicating that, oh, you can come back here when you have all the power-ups, okay? But I haven't bothered to show that because we'll be seeing it soon enough anyways. So I'm just going to backtrack. Whoa, I did not mean to go into the background there. I'm just going to backtrack as quickly as I possibly can, although I'm losing quite a lot of health, which I'm not too happy about. Can we go over the top here? Yeah. This gets somewhat confusing. Like, this planet's mainly you either go left or you go right kind of thing, but there is a lot of up and down as well, so it can be a little bit tricky to navigate. I do quite like this planet though, and it has this bubble texture which is used on the title screen, which is interesting. So yeah, we're just gonna run for our lives all the way back, and let's see, we're almost there. We have the laser guy who hopefully I won't run into this time. Playing it safe, there we go. Ooh, trying to sneak in the 3 jumps there, a bit risky. Jeez, I shouldn't be so risky, especially considering where we're going next. Alright, I better save to refill my life because trust me, you want as much life as you can possibly get for heading to Planet 4. So this should be interesting. So yeah, this was like one of the very first places we actually went to, but now we're a hell of a lot more geared up so we can actually progress, and of course there's a lot of power-ups that are required to actually reach here in the first place. I really like the music here a lot, and also the colour scheme. It reminds me a bit of the granny levels in Mutant Mods. Matches the difficulty too, right? So, that pink thing in the corner that's making that noise, this is hell. This is like a manifested pink dragonfly demon who you just do not want to see ever. Unfortunately, you do have to see him, and you have to see him a few times throughout the level. This guy is worse than any of the bosses to me. They're just so difficult to kill. They can fly through walls, and if you try and run from one, they will chase you through the entire level. And they are not fun to be with. So I think, is there 4 of them? I think there's actually 4 of them. So yeah, they're not the best. You want to get good at fighting them. I'm okay now because I've practiced, but the first time I came here, they just wrecked me entirely. So we got another one here. This one's not too bad. Wow. I went through the door. Amazing. Let's try that again, shall we? This one's not too bad. You want to hit him, he'll charge at you, jump over him, and then just shoot directly up, and you should get him if you have the gun combination that I do. So they have this charge attack, and that's really what you're waiting out for, but honestly, waiting and dodging is probably the best way to deal with this. And we get another one right at the edge here, so jump over him, try shooting up, there we go. See, I haven't taken any damage, which means I'm making it look easy, but I swear to you, it's not easy. So we have another beetle enemy, but first we have a secret area right here, which is a room with a nice little heart in it. It's the lovely room of love. We also have some health if you need it, which I don't, so I probably should have left it for the return journey, but oh well. Oh god, I'm so nervous. Alright, what we're going to do is actually show off a feature that I haven't talked about yet, and that's that we can have sort of 3 save slots for our gun. So I'm going to create a new one here with the wave and this, I guess, because I'm going to try and take out this beetle so that I can not have to deal with him because there's a solar flare door. So if you're just coming up here, you're like, oh yeah, I'll just run past this guy. Nope. Nothing doing with that. Oh, I need to charge it fully. Here we go. Alright, sweet. Let's go back to our regular gun here and progress. I'm inching forward because I know there's dragonfly demons coming. That's what I've called them. Pink dragonfly demons. Okay, get some few shots in here. Try and shoot up. Nope. Have it your way, man. There we go. I was one shot off there. I cannot believe that I haven't taken damage. This is absolutely insane. I guess I've just gotten so traumatized by them that I've memorized their patterns and now I can, you know, kind of deal with them okay. I think that's what's happened. Oh yeah, we have a laser up here. Watch out for this guy. Might surprise you as you're climbing up here. Alright, we have these enemies here, which we can shoot from the platform above, which is nice. And we're here. I made it to the boss door without taking damage. That is ridiculous. As you'll notice, this is the only boss door which we enter from the left, which it shouldn't really throw you off, but it does. So yeah, his new thing is he sends out these little babby aliens, and they're not very fun. Sometimes if he does a rock attack, he will kill his own spawn, but it doesn't always happen. He's usually a little bit smarter than that, so do try and prioritize killing them. Oh, I hate it when he does that. He fakes you out. He fakes you out and pause the game while I recover from that. He does like a really quick bash on the ground. So yeah, the solar flare, this is the key to destroying the boss's shield. Even a tiny little charge, you don't even need a full charge, can get rid of him. I need to get rid of this baby, but he's not giving me the chance. Oh, now I've screwed up his pattern. Alright, let me get rid of the baby, and then I'll try and stop him from stealing some health. Dude, I want that health. Thanks. I'm so glad I actually got to show that. Man, I'm not doing very well. This is the only boss fight that I've... Oh, jeez, I pressed the wrong button. Man, I am the worst. What is going on? I've been playing fine this whole time. Alright, let me calm down and defeat this guy. It's entering from the opposite side of the field, man. Like, it really throws me off for some reason. Dudes, quit doing your fake outs. Oh, it's the worst. Alright, let's get rid of his shield. Whoops. Oh, dude. Oh, all my button mashing. I can't do it right. Guys, I think I've lost it. I've lost my talent. Alright, killed him in the background, lost way too much health. That was ridiculous. Oh well. We have... Oh, man, I wish I hadn't killed him in the background now, because this is one of my favourite power-ups just because it looks like a water sprite from Mutant Muds. But anyway, we have the phase power-up now, which is our last one. So we don't get to use it too much, but basically we can travel through walls. It's actually really good for dodging enemies and stuff because you're like immune while you're doing it, but it's kind of a niche situation thing, I guess is what I would say. So let's run back along here, check the map. We have everything. We got to the secret area, which is great. So now it's just a case of getting out of here, and we can hunt down, I think we're missing... What are we missing? We're missing a gun power-up, which we'll get here, a health power-up, which we'll get here, and then one more health power-up, and then we can go fight the final boss. So that's exciting. We're almost done. So let me just get rid of the shell enemy. There's going to be a dragonfly up here from before because all the enemies respawn. There he is. Try and, oh, get some hits in. Took 2 damage, but it's okay. Jump over him. Come here, you evil creature of doom and destruction. Not a friend. Not someone you wish to be friends with. Or maybe you do, so he wouldn't attack you, but not one that you perhaps could be friends with due to the fact that I think everyone is hostile on this planet from what we've seen. Alright, we might as well kill this guy just to make our life a little bit easier. They don't take too many hits because of how awkward they are to reach. But if you recall, we do have a dragonfly down here, so let's prepare to fight it. Again, jumping over him and then shooting up seems to work most of the time. but not all the time. So let's just run past this one. Hopefully he won't chase me too far. Oh, come on, I want to make it into the background. Can I not do that here? There we go. I knew I could. So now that we have the phase, we can just break through the wall, get our health upgrade, and also on the opposite side, a gun upgrade. This planet likes symmetry is what I've discovered. Maybe that's why I like it so much. Symmetry's great. Alright, so this is how my gun's going to be for the rest of the game. I guess I could put the remaining one in there just for the sake of it. So this is how we're gonna be for the rest of the game. We now just have to make it out of this planet. So there's dragonflies underneath us. You can hear it following me. It's gonna chase me all the way over to the teleporter. Watch this. This is what I love to do. You wanna get me? No! Such satisfaction. Alright. So we've like done almost everything now. All we have to do is go to planet 3, get that one power up that we're missing, and then it's final boss time, which is just ridiculous. Like it's so insane. Alright, so there's a tiny little passageway next to the vertical section at the top, if you can see it on the map, and that's where we're— oh! Dude, you can't get me as I come out the pause menu. You can't do that. Oh my god, I've taken so much damage. Oh well, it's fine because it's a health power up, so I shouldn't need to go back and heal or anything. Or maybe I will, I don't know, I might I might have some catastrophic accident on the way there, which would be sad. Yeah, we're almost here. We want to be in the background here. Come on, fire your lasers so I can jump up here. I'm gonna be really cautious because these guys do a lot of damage. Dude, what the hell? I'm gonna be really cautious here. Jumps into enemy. What? I took the wrong way. Okay, sorry, I meant this background section, which is just to the right of that. I should have known, because I literally just looked at my map and said, oh yeah, there's that really big vertical section. I forgot. This is the only time I've messed up, so hopefully you can forgive me that. But anyways, that is our last collectible. Look how much health we have! We're so strong now. Alright, so let's just run back through the door and we shall head over to the final boss, and we will hopefully not take any damage from the laser. Saying that, I've taken like way too much damage from the laser. Alright, so down here, it's the only place on the map we haven't explored. Here's the completed map if you want to have a look at it. There you go. Whoa, dude, that was... I can phase while doing the splits. That's hilarious. Okay. Right. Let's head down here, defeat all these really easy enemies. This reminds me of one of the Mutant Muds levels. It's like, what is it? 1-4's Game Boy level? I don't remember. Anyways, we have all the power-ups now, and we have the phase power-up, which means we can go through the wall and take on the final boss. Alright, so here we are, the final stretch now. Let's just go into the background. I always seem to take damage from one of those enemies. I'm really glad I didn't that time. Alright, so just a few more obstacles to go. If you wanted to heal, don't worry too much. Dude, why am I... Oh my god. I'm gonna run back and do that again because this is really easy and it looks really cool and I just messed up because I was talking about stuff. Try that again, shall we? There we go. Told you it was easy. See, this is the thing, like, when you're trying to do a Let's Play, it's really difficult to talk and do stuff at the same time. And you try and learn, but it doesn't always work out. So I'm just going to pick up this health here, so you can afford to take 4 damage on the way if you want it fully restored. But through this door here is the final boss. There's the truly completed map. So let's do it. Alright, so this time he is green and he has all of his little babbies from his other forms. And I managed to kill 2 of them there. I would maybe like to kill them all. It's always good to get them out the way near the start, but it's okay, we'll deal with it. Just avoid his stomping attack in the background. Hopefully you won't fake me out. Be nice if I could do this without taking damage, simply because there is an achievement for doing that. And to be able to show the achievement would be really cool. Even though I already have the achievement, it wouldn't pop up on screen. Oh, never mind. There it goes. But yeah, there's an achievement for defeating the final boss without taking damage, which isn't too difficult. I got it fairly fast. It's called a Snooze Fest, in case you were wondering. So yeah, we're dealing some good damage to him. We had a couple of rounds of his little mini aliens, which kind of... They can be really irritating if you don't take them out, because you have to be warping between the 2 levels and then they're there in your way and they're not very friendly. But at least we can take out his shield now thanks to the solar flare, which is great. Alright, back in the foreground, back in the background. Are you gonna heal again? Wow, dude, you're almost dead. You really shouldn't bother. Alright, he's almost gone. Just one more round of the shield. Should be able to take him out. Oh god, he trapped me in the corner. There he goes. And now we end up in this really freaky area. There's blood on the ground. He's dying. We have to chase after him. Oh, it's so scary here. And we have these vines to dodge. Think of them like the pillars in Mario with the spikes on them. That's what these are, but planty. Oh god! Ugh. Didn't mean to rock it there, my bad. Sometimes I get confused with the buttons because I'm playing on a DualShock 4 controller, so like when it says press A and stuff, I just freak out a little bit. Alright, let's head down here, follow the trail of blood. This place is really scary. This reminds me of, oh yeah, these ones don't go fully all the way, so you can just go in the middle here. This reminds me a lot of the ending levels in Echo the Dolphin, which is a Sega Mega Drive game. But anyways, we're almost there at the end. Here he is. Kinda makes me feel bad to have to take it from him, but we need to get out of here. We can now play The Sims! Or get the warp core, whatever. Alright, that's it. Game complete. Let's watch the credits. Alright, so Xeodrifter, I really hope you enjoyed watching my Let's Play. I have just completed the game, there's nothing else to do. I guess I could show the dying animation, but who wants to see the dying animation? If you want to see the dying animation, you should go buy this game. And I assure you, you will die and see the dying animation. Yeah, that's how we'll do it. Okay, so yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this series even though it's really short. I will have one more video going up of Xeodrifter content, which will be a 100% playthrough with no commentary. Hopefully I'll get the Snooze Fest achievement in that maybe, but I'm really doing it to get the speedrun achievement, which is beating the game in under an hour. But I'm also going to be doing a 100% playthrough, so it's going to be like a walkthrough video basically. I'm completing the game, plus doing it pretty fast, and maybe if you want to see me play the game a little bit better than I did here, you could go watch that video, because like I said before, it is really hard to commentate and play a game that's so precise as this at the same time. Something that I think a lot of people underestimate when they watch people playing games on YouTube who do commentary, for sure. But anyways, let me know, leave a comment if you did like it, and as for what I'm playing next, I'll be playing New Super Luigi Bros for the DS, so that's going to be really hype. But one more Xeodrifter video before that, so thanks for playing, thanks for watching. We'll head straight back to the title screen here, and just take a look at our save file. 100% progress. Look at all those 100%s. Shame I couldn't have like a million save files so I could just fill them all with delicious progression. But anyways, one more thing I will say before I end off is that if you stay on the title screen for long enough, you do kind of hear a sort of Mutant Mudds-esque little bit in there. And also if you stay on the title screen for a really long time, it goes really spooky and the title screen changes slightly. So again, I'll leave you to see that. If you want to see that, just buy the game and sit on the title screen for a while, listen to this cool music. But anyways, that's all from me. Thank you very much for watching, and I shall see you next game.